So welcome students. So in this question you're given two curves in complex plane. First curve is mod of z minus 1 by mod of z minus 4 is equal to 2, and omega satisfies mod of omega minus 4 by omega minus 1 is equal to 2. That is so, what is the minimum distance between z and omega plus maximum distance between z and omega? So how do I go about doing this? So this is an equation of a locus. So what does this equation represent? So let us first analyze the equation. Z is equal to x plus iy. So let us take z is equal to x plus iy and see what this locus represents. So what is z minus 1? Z minus 1 is nothing but x minus 1 plus iy by x minus 4 plus iy. So mod of z1 by z2 is mod z1 by mod z2 is equal to 2. So I'll cross multiply this and square it on both sides. So you get x minus 1 whole square plus y square is equal to 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus y square. So 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus y square. This implies x minus 1 whole square plus y square is equal to 4 times x minus 4 whole square plus 4y square. So if you expand this, you get x square minus 2x plus 1 plus y square is equal to 4x square plus 16 4s are 64 minus 8x into 4 is minus 32x plus 4y square. This implies, so if you take everything onto that side, get 3x square plus 3y square, and you have minus 32x. So if minus 2x goes onto that side, it becomes plus 2x. So effectively you get minus 30x, and you have 64 here. If 1 goes onto that side, plus 63 is equal to 0. 63 is equal to 0. So if you uniformly divide this with 3, you get x square plus y square minus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the locus. So what does this z represent? What is the locus of this z? So z lies on this curve. So what is this curve? This curve is obviously a circle. So if you draw the circle looks something like this. So what is the center of the circle? The center of the circle is 5, 0. 5, 0. So as you can see, the reference points for this locus are 1 and 4. So 1 looks here. So 1 will be somewhere here, and 4 will be lying somewhere here. So you have the center of the circle as 5, and what is the radius of the circle? So radius is equal to root of g square plus f square minus c, root of 25 minus 21, that is equal to root 4 is equal to 2 units. So the radius is 2 units. So 5, so the circle looks something like this. So this z is a point which lies on this circle. So similarly, let us analyze the locus of omega. So this is a reverse locus. So if you take omega as x plus iy, so you get x minus 4 whole square plus y square is equal to 4 times x minus 1 whole square plus y square. So if you expand this, you get 3x square again plus 3y square, and you have minus 8x here and minus 8x here. So you have minus 8x and minus 8x gets cancelled, and you have a 4 here and you have a 16 here. So you have a 4 here, you have a 16 here. If you send everything onto that side, minus 12 is equal to 0. So x square plus y square is equal to 4. X square plus y square is equal to 4. So this is the second locus. So how does this look like? This is a circle with center at 0, 0 and radius is equal to 2. So look something like this, they won't touch each other. Obviously, this is not to scale. So this extreme point will be 2, 0, and this extreme point will be 5 minus 2, that is 3, 0. And this extreme point will be minus 2, 0, because the center is at 0, 0 and radius is minus 2. Radius is 2, so this point is minus 2, 0. And what is this extreme point? This extreme point is 5 plus 2. The center is 5 and the radius is 2. This extreme point is 7, 0. So now my z lies on, the z is any point on this circle and omega is any point on this circle. So what is the maximum distance between z and omega? So if you want the farthest points in these two curves, so z should be as far as possible from omega and omega should be as far as possible from z. So these should be z and w, so that the distance is maximum. So what is the maximum distance between z and w? So this is 7 and this is minus 2. So the total distance is 9. So the maximum distance between z and w will be 9 units. And what is the minimum distance between z and w? So in which case will those two curves come closest? So obviously those are these points, this case. So this is 2, 0 and this is 3, 0. The minimum distance between these two is 1 unit. So this will be 1. So the maximum distance between z and omega and the minimum distance between z and omega is equal to 9 and 1, and the sum of them is equal to 10 units. Sum of them is equal to 10 units. So that will be the answer. So let us now look at a shortcut to this question also. So here is one way to solve this question, but if you remember certain special properties of locus, so you can do it very easily. So let us go through that process also. So in the second process, so you have a very standard statement with respect to locus, which says that locus of a point whose distances from two given points maintain a constant ratio other than 1 is a circle. That means if you have a point S and if you have a point S2, if you have 2 points S1 and S2, if you have 2 given points, the locus of a point P such that S1P by S2P, S1P by S2P is a constant K. So if this is the locus equation, that this ratio of distances have to be remaining constant. So then the locus of P will be a circle. The locus of P will be a circle. If this ratio is exactly equal to 1, that is S1P is equal to S2P, the locus will be the perpendicular bisector. So any other ratio except 1, the locus will be a circle. So for example, if you want S1P by S2P to be equal to 1:2. So if this length has to be 1 part and this length has to be twice of this. So in this case, the ratio is 1:2, you get a circle. You get a circle. So now the circle is very easy to find. So what you just need to do is, the circle will be having the centers along S1, S2. And what are the endpoints of diameter? First, what you need to do is S1, S2. So you just need to divide S1, S2 in the ratio 1:2 internally. So now A satisfies this property because AS1 by AS2 is equal to 1:2. Hence, this is a point on the locus. Similarly, you divide S1, S2 in the ratio 1:2 externally. So let us take a point B. So assume that S1B by BS2 is equal to 1:2. External ratio in the ratio 1:2. So now this point is also satisfying this condition. BS1 by BS2 is equal to 1:2. And these 2 points are satisfying this condition. So A and B will be the extremities of the diameter of this circle. So you can directly draw a circle. So my locus will look like this. So my locus will look like this. So if you have this understanding, this is very easy to find. So now what is the meaning of this equation? So the distance of z from 1 by distance of z from 4 should be in the ratio 2:1. So you have the number line. So obviously 1 lies here. So let it be 2, 3, 4. So 4 lies here. So the distance of z from 1 should be twice the distance of z from 4. So obviously, if I find a point z which divides this in the ratio 2:1, so which is my point 3. So this 3 divides 1 and 4 in the ratio 2:1. So z satisfies this equation. That is, distance from 1 is 2 times the distance from 4. And next, what is the next point which divides, let these two be S1 and S2. S1, S2 is external in the ratio 2:1. That means, so this has to be 2 and this has to be 1. So that means this distance is 3. So I just need to go 3 units forward. That is, you get a point 7. So 7 is the point which divides 1 and 4 in the ratio 2:1 externally. So the first locus will be a circle with 3 and 7 as extremities of diameter. So this is my first circle. This is my first circle. So next let us go to our second circle. This time the distance from 4 should be 2 times the distance from 1. So what is the first? Distance from 4 has to be 2 times the distance from 1. So that means S1, distance from 1 has to be half the distance from 4. That is, the ratio now is 1:2. So the internal point will be the point 2. So that this ratio is 1:2. So this is one end of the diameter. Now what is the point which divides S1 and S2 in the ratio 1:2 externally? Now we have to go on to this side. So as this is 3, we have to go 3 units backwards because this is 1:2. So if this part is 1, this part should be the other one. So 3 units if I go, so I'll go to -2. So for the next circle, this and this will be the endpoints of diameter. So you have a circle like this. So you have a circle like this. So this is the second locus, locus 2, this is the first locus. So what is the minimum distance between these two loci? It's 1 unit. What is the maximum distance between these two loci? -2 to 7 is 9. So 9 plus 1 is equal to 10 is the answer. Thank you.